Greetings everyone, and welcome to another series of Defcon. This is first in 2753. Last time I played with the Soviet Union, and this time I'm playing with the Americans. So, let's begin. Radar, definitely going to put some in Alaska to find out what's going on, what's coming that way. You need one in probably central Canada. Definitely need one here near Nova Scotia. I even like to put two here. We'll get one down here. They never come at us in Florida. I'm not really. I'll put one in the middle to protect here. And let's see, we got a good radar there. Let's get another radar out here. Okay. Fleets. Actually, air bases first. Air base, we're going to put an air base in Alaska to give us an advantage over the Pacific. We'll do one probably right here, near almost close to Nevada, Colorado area. I think we'll need one up in Canada. And the other one, that's a good location. Not the best fighter range. Okay, silos. These are important. I'm gonna drop one here, I think, up here. Start taking out missiles early on. We need a couple here. A lot of missiles will be coming that way. Let's get one in Canada, one in central United States, and one right down around New York, Washington area. Fleets. In the Atlantic, we're going to put both subfleets, and they will head towards the Arctic. I'm not going to send anybody into the Indian Ocean. I don't really see a lot of value in that plan. These fleets will be preceded by a let's see, I want battleships and carriers, and I can use carriers. They will be sort of like scouts. I'll send the bombers out as scouts. Let's get them moving right now, actually. There we go. Get the subs up in there. And then on the Pacific coast, this is typically where the computer concentrates most of its ships as Russia. So I am going to put my fleets out here to defend the coast. I'm also going to... No, I don't want that. Carriers there. They'll end up in that location. I'm going to send the fleet down here too, because they always end up deploying submarines down in this area. So I am going to try to hunt down, use this fleet to hunt down submarines. And the last fleet is going to be primarily a carrier fleet. You're going to have to defend the coast. Okay, so we've got our deployments here. And can I launch bombers? Not before Defcon 3. Okay, so let's speed things up. And let's get to Defcon 3 so we can launch our bombers. Try to hunt down these Russians. We gotta try to find the silos. Find the silos, take out as many air bases and radar stations as possible before things go nuclear. Also, finding their subs would be important as well. Okay, we have some ships located. And there's probably submarines with this fleet. I don't think I can launch nothing until Defcon 3. We have located the Soviet Union carrier, one carrier, and one battleships. There could be submarines as well. Defcon 3 in 1 minute and 40 seconds. And then we'll start launching our fighters. I think at Defcon 3 you can start firing too. Now, I don't want to launch fighters against battleships, right? Because we figured out that last time. Fighters don't do well. And I can't see. So, battleships, they're highly effective against multiple targets, vulnerable to subs and bombers. I want to use bombers to take out their battleships. And carriers can launch fighters and bombers, they can drop depth charges against submarines, and they cannot directly defend themselves. So we are going to launch bombers. Bombers are going to be launched against their fleets. There's another battleship. Okay. This radar has served us well so far. I want to keep these guys, move these guys further south. Get them away from the conflict. I probably should have put the carriers here. How do submarines? Submarines, invisible to conventional radar. Large supply of medium-range nukes. Extremely vulnerable when surfaced. Nuke launch reveals location to all. Vulnerable to depth charges and 0 radar range. I probably should have concentrated my carrier fleet to engage the submarines and use my battleship. Maybe I can get away with it. Oh, here we go. Fighting should begin now. Not those. I want to launch bombers against that fleet. And you're going to launch your bombers too. I think I want one bomber just to start surveying the eastern Russian area. And we're going to launch these bombers ahead of ourselves. See what they can find. It's going to be a while until these bombers are launched. 80 seconds, 70 seconds. Pacific coast is my biggest concern. Okay, let's speed up a little bit here until the bombers are first launched. There's our bombers. Okay. 2 bombers are airborne. I'm moving this carrier fleet because I think carriers might be more effective against submarines. And we are firing. I should launch bombers here. If I can take out these aircraft carriers, I can take out a whole bunch of nukes and a bunch of fighters and bombers. That would be great if I could take out the aircraft carriers early. That's a hit. A couple hits to take out those carriers. You think we can hit Leningrad? I don't know. Or Moscow. Might be able to find out where they are exactly. Come on, take out a carrier, fighter, airborne. Battleships do well against fighters. Nice! We took out a whole carrier before they launched anything. That is terrific. That's a big one. Bombers are supposed to be effective against battleships. And battleships should be effective against fighters. That was awesome. Took out a whole carrier. There's another carrier here, it looks like. That's a big advantage. No one else spotted. More bombers. Take out that. Take out those fighters. Nice. Battleship destroyed. Take out those fighters. Come on. When are you gonna fire? 0 seconds. 15 seconds. Looks like you missed. Take that out. 3 seconds. Take those fighters out. Let's go. Oh, this battleship's done. Done for. So far, just one Russian fleet spotted. We took out a battleship and an entire aircraft carrier. Let's concentrate our fire on these aircraft carriers. Battleship. Now got a bunch of fighters. Fighters against fighters. Oh, there we go. Spotting more of them. Let's hit that carrier. So I've taken out 2 battleships and 1 aircraft carrier so far. Trying to adjust targets here. There we go. Both targeting the aircraft carrier and launch a fighter to take on that bomber. How about that? That sounds good. 18 seconds, 22 seconds. Fighter to take on that fighter. 31 seconds to launch. Battleships to go after the fighters. They are supposed to be good. Defcon 2. Battleships are supposed to be good. Oh, nice! Another aircraft carrier. With all their bombs and their bombers. They only got off a feet like 2 or 3 fighters. Here, take on that target. That'll get you turned back around. I think we lost the bomber. Alright, battleships, take on these fighters. Good. Take out this battleship before it knocks out the aircraft carrier. We should launch the remaining of our fighters. Get them up in the air. just in case. Ooh, lost the battleship. They're targeting this one. Nice. I think we took out a bomber there. You need to get back to your base there. Alright, I think we're doing pretty good in naval combat so far. Any word from these bombers? No reconnaissance in the Atlantic yet. No contact in the Atlantic. This fleet, when this fleet comes in, we start launching our bombers here. There we go. Okay, I think we totally wiped out that fleet. And we lost about half of our fleet. Those fighters are launched, or they're launching. Ooh. Yeah, take that one. Launch more fighters. Fighters are going to be airborne. Bomber launch. It's good, all those bombers launched them out of that airfield. Concentrate on that fighter. Fighters concentrate on fighters. Battleships should do that as well. Get that target. Something got taken out there. Probably a fighter. Bomber's still up. I think we've matched our forces better so far in this game, which has led me to take out one entire fleet with only losing one of my fleets. But they've gotten some fighters in the air now, and they're causing some problems. We were able to take out those carriers before they got their fighters airborne, but now we got enemy fighters airborne, and they are causing issues. I think I might just divert this guy. Concentrate on winning the Pacific. Did we take out some ships here? We got a couple ships. I think we got a carrier and a battleship. This fleet. We lost another ship. It's like a carrier. So at least 3 Russian fleets in the Pacific.